But what I can be is the craftiest, I can be the sneakiest, and I can be the smartest, and I can have the best work ethic. And those are the things that I guess probably just honed my game into what it was and what you see now. Well, in South Dakota, I grew up in the woods, so I was either in the woods, playing in the woods, or playing basketball. We had a concrete slab, real simple with a basketball hoop mounted on our deck. And I remember we had pretty harsh winters up there, just shoveling off snow so I could go out there and shoot baskets, throwing behind the back passes against the house, which I'm sure drove my mother crazy. That's really where I learned how to play all those trick shots, because both Matt and Rod were coming to not only just punch my shot, but punch it into the tree so that I had to go chase it. I remember when I first got to college, they always have those exhibition games, and I struggled in those exhibition games. I remember thinking, man, I don't know, this is really tough. This is a tough transition from high school where I was the best player in South Dakota. There was always a driving factor of wanting to be the best. And when I got to Colorado State, those first couple games, I was like, oh man, maybe I'm not, cut out. But once we got into regular season, I remember we played Texas Tech in, I believe, the Thanksgiving tournament. And I had 20-something, a high 20-something points. And they were ranked at that time. That was when they were really, high in the rankings. And when I came out and performed like that against, the highest level of Division I basketball at that time, I said, okay, maybe I can do this. My senior year, we were sold out, packed house. We were, hosting the NCAA tournament, and so all these magical things started happening. And I thought, surely I'll get, drafted now because I've done all this stuff, and my teams are winning. We're doing all this great stuff, and sure enough, draft day comes around, and I never hear my name called. And so that was obviously a low point for me. It was also a point where I got very determined and said, okay. I've been overlooked by so many big colleges. Being overlooked and underestimated is something that's kind of always been part of my career. I'm okay in that role. What I always want is just an opportunity, and New York gave me that opportunity. It's interesting because I feel like the fans really appreciated my game. It just always feels nice, obviously to be appreciated for the work that you put in. But I didn't want to be satisfied at that point. I felt like I still had a lot more to give and a lot more to learn on being a player, and being a leader, and being a professional. But being on the court, being a captain there, obviously those experiences are what landed me in San Antonio, because they looked up and looked across the board and said, hey, we can move the election in addition to our team. For me, the only other team that if I would be interested in going somewhere would be San Antonio. So in that regard, it's worked out perfectly. I can't think of another team in the league where I would be this excited to go when somebody asks me, who do you play for? San Antonio. It's like, it's just weird. For 8 years, it's been New York, New York, New York. I have no idea where I'm supposed to park, by the way. This is the first time I've been in the gym. Let's hope they let me in. I'm gonna be like, you're too little to play on the team. You must be some kind of stalker fan. I'm one of the players. Becky Hammon. Thank you. See there. I'm not even on the roster. It was a welcome change for me. New York I love New York. Like I said, I'm from South Dakota, so I kind of feel like Texas is a happy medium between New York City and South Dakota. And it's just been open arms since day one.
As I think of you and what you meant to the WNBA, I can't help but picture David and Goliath. David was willing to face a giant that other people didn't have the courage to face, and most people didn't think he had a chance against. You continue to defy odds naysayers with great faith and courage, with a unique skill set, and with strategies and tactics that just exceed other people's expectations. I wish you all the best as you continue on in your journey of proving naysayers wrong and doing things that nobody thinks that you can do. You've inspired us all, and we're going to miss that, but we know you'll continue to motivate us as you continue to face giants in your life, and that gives us all courage to face the giants in our own life, to remember who and whose we are, and to see the giants not relative to who we are, but relative to whose we are. Thank you, Becky.
This ball represents probably two different things to me. Number one is love. I love to play basketball, and the WNBA has allowed me to be a professional athlete, and I am always overly grateful and just forever indebted to David Stern and all the presidents, Laurel Richie, Donna Orender, all of them that served on the WNBA, and the fans. The second thing this ball represents to me is just opportunity, and not just opportunity for me to play, but the opportunity for your daughter or your sister or your mother or your aunt, any woman in your life, that when they go into a job opportunity and a job interview, that they'll have the same opportunities to be paid for the quality of work that they do. And so love and opportunity is what this ball represents. Yes, the job with the Spurs is the next chapter, but you can't skip the chapters before to get to the last chapter. The fact that the Spurs appreciate my experiences as a basketball player, to me, it is just very humbling, and I just take it on with a tremendous amount of responsibility. Throw out the woman, throw out the man, whatever, as a basketball player, and the time I've spent on the court honing my skills, the time I've spent in the film room studying, breaking down opponents, stuff like that, they value that. And to me, that's the bigger picture. And yes, it's exciting that I'm a woman and this and that, but it is basketball, and it's there's so many greater things that women have done and will continue to do. This is just a small step